Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey friends, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Here in the Bible Bistro, we also have the School of Wisdom podcast. I hope you'll check that out. You'll find that uploaded every Thursday, and we have the Creek Road Baptist Pulpit, sermons preached from the pulpit at Creek Road Baptist Church. You'll find that uploaded on Wednesdays. And then, of course, our flagship program right here, you found it, Daily Dose Radio, here in the Bible Bistro. Here in the Bible Bistro, we have it hot and fresh for you every single day. This is Single Origin Bible Study, the way it should be. Today we're looking at verses 20 through 23 in Psalm 104. Wow, yesterday we really kind of, tucked back into exactly where we were last week. We had, these statements of what he has done, the psalmist teaching and speaking to his audience. And now we turn back to the Lord again. So just like we had that section in the first part of this psalm, we come back to what you have done. So now he's going to start speaking to the Lord here. Verse 20, let me read those for you. Thou makest darkness, and it is night, wherein all the beasts of the forest do creep forth. The young lions roar after their prey, and seek their meat from God. The sun ariseth, they gather themselves together, and lay them down in their dens. Man goeth forth unto his work, and to his labor until the evening. Again, we are confronted with a great amount of flora and fauna here, aren't we? We have, first of all, darkness. God makes it dark. He makes the darkness, and it is night. And of course, we can go back to Genesis chapter 1 and see how God divided between the light and the dark. And the light he called day, and the dark he called evening or nighttime. We have it again right here in verse 20. Then we have more of the fauna of the Bible here. The beasts come forth. The forest is mentioned here. They come forth. Of course, we know there are nocturnal animals that do their thing at nighttime. Man is not that way. He is a daytime animal, a daytime creature, I should say. We're not animals. The lions roar after their prey. They seek their meat from God. So even the lions, who at the top of the food chain fear no man, yet they humble themselves before the hand of God because it's from him that they seek their food. The sun rises, and they gather themselves together and lay them down in their dens. So after a night of hunting and eating and taking care of all the things that they have to manage, now they go back and they sleep. And who wakes up? Man does. Man goes forth unto his work and to his labor until the evening. So there's a cycle here. And the cycle is working because the Lord has his plan where men rise up, the beasts lie down, man goes forth to his work, to his labor until the evening. And I think man here is a part of this flora and fauna as well, because all of this is a part of this grand creation, beginning there in 16 and going all the way down through 23, actually going all the way back to verse 11. And, he's talking about how the Lord has done this work in his creating. He has done this work of providing for all those that are at his disposal. And, of course, the lions themselves speak to us of that. I don't know that they have God in their minds, but they know that their provision comes not from themselves, but from the Lord. So there's a knowing that happens even in the creatures of the nighttime, knowing that God is the one who's providing for them. Now we've gone from what he has done, speaking to the reader. Now he's going back to the Lord and he says, this is what you've done. You've made darkness, and it's night. It's just that simple. God has done this thing. And so he's speaking now to the Lord. This is a part of this prayer that he's making. You've done all this, and he's praising him, but wait till tomorrow. We'll hit on verse 24, and we'll have this grand eruption of praise over God's creative work. Okay, so join me tomorrow on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.